Well, hey guys, Will Robinson here from Robinson's Auto, toolsandtime.com. Welcome back. Just finished up on the Volkswagen Jetta TDI time belt replacement. I had a video request, wanted to do a fuel filter replacement, so I got the car here, the customer agreed. So I'll be throwing up a camera and demonstrating how I go about replacing the fuel filter on a TDI Volkswagen Jetta turbo diesel. So before I get started, I just want to say thank you to all my new subscribers. Today I looked at it, I'm up around 2,100. That's pretty impressive in my eyes. It's more than I ever thought I'd have, guys. And I really appreciate all the positive feedback. And as long as you guys keep the positive feedback coming, I'll keep the videos coming. Let's get started. Okay, on this 98 Volkswagen Jetta TDI, the fuel filter is located right behind the air cleaner on the right front engine compartment, just in front of the strut tower. As you can see, there's 4 lines total. We'll start with that valve in the back with the blue retaining clip. Those lines are going to stay attached to the control valve. As you can see, they're a crimp style clamp. We're going to just remove that retaining clip. Now with the line to the right, the nearest line to us, that's the fuel supply line coming from the fuel tank. Either a regular screwdriver, a 1/4-inch nut driver, or socket will do the trick. The line to our left, that's your supply line going to the injector pump. 1/4-inch socket, regular screwdriver, or nut driver will do the trick for that one as well. Also, just behind that retaining clamp that's wrapped around that strap, that's wrapped around the fuel filter, there's a Phillips head screw we're going to have to remove. For easier access, you're going to need a pair of pliers, and we're going to remove this intake duct. One more thing you're going to need is some diesel fuel. I like filling the new fuel filter with fuel. It helps prevent air from being trapped. It's just a matter of preference, and like I said, I'm just demonstrating my method. Okay, I'm going to start by removing this intake duct. I'm going to see if I could break this retaining bracket loose. Okay, before I loosen it up too much, I'm going to remove this retaining clip. That'll help retain the fuel filter in place. This has an O-ring in it, so it's a little tight coming out sometimes. Okay. I got a 1/4-inch nut driver. This is the supply line. This is the feed line to the injector pump. Okay, now I got those 2 clamps loosened. I'm just going to take and slide them back. Now you want to try to prevent diesel fuel from getting on any of the rubber hoses, but you just give this a couple quick twists. Pull it back. This side, pull it back. Take and remove that. You got that Phillips head retaining screw. Just enough to slide this out. Okay, that should be enough. Okay, and remove the fuel filter. Okay, I just wanted to give you a shot of that retaining screw. Okay guys, I got you over here at the bench. I just got done topping it off with diesel fuel. What you want to do is fill it all the way up, let it soak in for a little bit, about a minute, and top it back off. Make sure you have both caps off. That'll allow the air to breathe out. Top it off. Sometimes I'll even let a little dump out of the tubes. Top it back off. All this helps in restarting the diesel because they do not like air, guys. So I always find if I fill up the fuel filter first, it makes it much easier to start because these things could be a real bear if you get them airbound. So I got this one full. There's a new O-ring. The new fuel filter should come with a new O-ring. Never reused the old one. I don't know how good you can see it, but there's arrows. Those are indicating the direction of flow. The arrow's pointing that way, so that's coming from the fuel tank and back out to the injector pump. Alright, let's do it to it. Okay, you always want to reinstall the fuel filter in the same manner as you removed it. Trying to prevent any dirt from falling in. So before I go doing anything else, I'm going to make sure everything's closed up. I'm going to reinstall the control valve. That just pushes down in and firmly press down until you feel it go over the O-ring. Grab your retaining clip. Make sure it's firmly seated. Okay, and hook up the supply line, push on the feed line, install your clamps, get them nice and snug. The way I usually tell when I start getting too tight with the clamps, they'll start to twist. Then you know you're starting to get too tight. So you want to prevent it from going too far, so you just snug them down. If they start twisting on you, then you know you're more than tight enough. See that one start twisting? Okay. Tighten up the retaining screw. This will apply the clamping action to the retaining clamp. Feels good. Just want to get that nice and snug so it doesn't have any movement. So you can reinstall the intake hose. Okay, let's try to start it up and see how we did. Now remember, it's probably going to take a few cranks to get this to fire. There's bound to be a little bit of air in the lines. Some people like to crimp the lines prior to removing them. However, I had pretty good luck doing it this way. So, let's see if that luck continues. Okay, here we go. Okay guys, there you have it. I just had it running for about 5 minutes. I turned it off, started it back up a couple times. Come back out here, give it one more once over, make sure you have no leaks. Make sure you didn't get any diesel fuel on any of the hoses. If so, take and clean them off real well. It's not good for the hoses, it tends to make them swell. So, and plus the cleaner you keep it, the more professional it looks. That's about all there is to it, guys. I didn't want to make it any more complicated than what it was. It's a pretty straightforward job. So I hope that answered any of the questions you may have had. Till next time, guys. Thanks again. Stay tuned.